Bring it on!
Voch is actually like one of the most entertaining people I watch.
Your mama sure does care about your schooling, son.
City boy, city boy. It's fact. Yes.
It's an evil world we live in.
Football is back in full swing with another week of epic games, and guess who's got you covered on the action? DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. New customers can bet $5 on football and get $200 instantly back in bonus bets. Nobody's missing out on the action this season. All DraftKings customers can take advantage of 2 new offers every game day this September. Get in on the NFL Week 2 action with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app now and use code VOCH, V-O-C-H, VOCH to sign up. New customers can bet just $5 and take home $200 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code VOCH. The crown is yours. Oh, shit.
Beats Planet.
Yo. What's happening, y'all? What's happening? Come on in. My mic should be fine. It is. All right, cool. What's up, y'all? First and foremost, appreciate you for being here. Love you to pieces. You could be anywhere in the world, you know, but you're here with me. And by golly, I appreciate that. You understand? Shouts out to all the essential workers at the Blue Flame and all that good stuff. Got some things to talk about today. Got some stuff to do. Got a little bit of work. Boom. There we go. Got a little bit of work to put in. Something light. Will Steele's absent today. Shouts out to him. Love him to pieces. Got a cool little day off. He's handling things at home or whatever. Everything's fine. Y'all ain't got to put prayer hands emoji. Pray for him anyway if that's what you do. But everything's fine. We just giving him a day off because he works so hard. We'll just say it like that. Everything sounds good. You know, normally I just show up, sit in the chair and talk. But you know, is my audio fine? Y'all please let me know. Are my visuals okay? Can you hear my sounds?
It's false.
Well,
it's fact.
If you can hear my sounds, let me know if we good to go. Should be good to go. We're all good in the ears here. We got a cool little show today. I finally got my phones to work. Let's just work our phones. Hey, whoo. Well, I thought it was going to be next Monday till I got my phones working again, man. But we got the phones working well. So if y'all want to call into the show, there you are. You can feel free to call into the show, 202-926-1127, access code 309104. If I happen to be on the phone screen, which is okay, this happens all the time, then the phone number's at the bottom of the phone right there. You can't miss it, all right? You can't miss it at all. Shouts out to DraftKings. Use promo code Voch and get... Shit, what'd he say? Hold on, let me see. What'd he say? Football is back in full swing with another week of epic games, and guess who's got you? All right, okay, and you get bonus bets. You bet 5 of your own money, you get 200 back in bountiful bonus bets. Okay, so please check out DraftKings.com and the DraftKings app. Appreciate you. Now, a couple things we doing today. We are tapping in with the Cowboys defense versus the Patriots offense. Cool little thing there. I'm gonna break that down. It really ain't too much to break down. I'm gonna sound kind of homery because I'm at some point going to explain to you why the Cardinals offense is better than the Patriots offense. But just hear me out when I say those things. Whenever we cross that road, y'all, please just hear me out whenever we say those things, okay? We have some sound clips today. I pulled a couple sound clips. .com provided us with some locker room availability. That's always fun. Heard from Osa, Micah Parsons, and J-Ron Curse. They all had a little bit of availability there, tapping in with them. And just wanted to hear their side of the story. You know, is my side is your side than the truth. There's multiple sides of this thing, you know. We've heard, you know, our side, our raw emotion looking at TV side, what happened, and you know, everybody on Will Steele show just seems to blame this on Vander Esch.
Did you hear what I said?
This is all Leighton Vander Esch's fault, okay? According to the people on Will Steele show, and some people in the chat box, I see y'all in here blaming it on Vander Esch. Not saying it's not his fault, but I'm just saying. Everything. Look, if anything go bad on defense, it's Vander Esch's fault. If anything go bad on offense, it's Dak's fault. That just seemed to be what we learned here. But from those three guys, we have their side of the story and what they thought happened in the game. All right. But besides that, though, I got some breaking news, but I ain't got a breaking news button. If I had to make a breaking news button, we'll just use that Golson's drop.
Take care of y'all bodies and take care of y'all chicken.
This is our breaking news drop. Let's talk about the breaking news that just broke a little bit. And why it broke. And we're also going to go over the injury report too, because that's important here. The injury report came out 19 minutes ago, and boy, I thought it was just going to be, all right, this the news we running with, boy. We ain't got Will Steele today. We going to run this injury report. We going to tap in with these phones. We going to talk Patriots. That's all we got. But Devin Harper has been waived. Interesting on a couple of accords here. Like, you know, like why did Devin Harper get waived? Now, it's not like Devin Harper got waived because he failed a drug test. It ain't like Devin Harper got waived because he played shitty or anything like that. You know, Devin Harper, he's been playing teams or whatever. And chat, how horrible would it be if Devin Harper got waived? I ain't even got my oh no button. It's okay. How terrible would it be if Devin Harper got waived? Because he was responsible for a holding penalty on a punt return. Remember the Turpin punt return that got called back? That was Harper. Hope that ain't the case. But if I had to make an educated guess, if I just had to ponder and pontificate, maybe a move is happening. Maybe a move of some sorts. Maybe it's some type of roster dynamic. Maybe a trade is coming. It's week 4, and the NFL season is moving quickly, ladies and gentlemen. Is moving fast. trade could be a possible situation. I don't know. Pat NOC Walker follows up like right after, and I get all my Twitter stuff from Pat NOC Walker. As many guys I can get Twitter stuff from, but Pat NOC Walker rocks with the underground, so we're gonna rock back with him a little bit. So shouts out to him, Sawadi Cop. That means what's happening. Pat NOC Walker, under the tweet that says that Devin Harper was waived, he says, key to note. He loves to talk about keys. Malik Jefferson, who had a really good camp and a strong showing in the first preseason game, suffered an injury and is on the Cowboys practice squad. If not for the injury, Jefferson was on track to likely make the active roster over Harper. His time now, which is interesting because the Cowboys typically go out of their way to protect the draft picks, Isaiah Land. They go out of their way to protect the draft picks, right? So Malik, who's a character, who plays some pretty fun linebacker, by the way. Malik is a character. I just had another thought. Check this out. Malik is a character. We didn't draft Malik. Malik came from another squad. He came from University of Texas. Somebody else drafted him. Texans, I believe, or something like that. And he just ended up on our squad or whatever. And Devin Harper, we actually drafted. And I know how the Cowboys get about their draft picks. So that's a funny little situation right there. Normally they will keep their draft picks for at least 3 years. Sometimes they'll overkeep these draft picks like Neville Gallimore, but they chose Malik over Devin Harper. Now, here's my question. Could this be, so when we're in draft season, right? Matt Owen is around when we do draft season, so he can vouch for him. Anybody else that's in my chat that's around during draft season can vouch for this. When I'm doing draft work, when you're team building, you want to not have many redundancies on your squad. You understand? You know, when you putting together some of these groups, some groups like offensive line or whatever, right? You know, you can do what you want to do with offensive line. You know what I'm talking about? But if you have a guy like such and such at any other position except offensive line, if I can get 5 Tyler Smiths, we just gonna run it, right? But if I have a guy like this already, when I'm drafting, I'm trying not to get a guy that's just like this again. You understand? Especially when we're in this defense, this Dan Quinn defense, by the way, in which is not a lot of wiggle room on this defense. It's not. It could be a week where Neville Gallimore is just not active. Chauncey Golston could just not be active. Israel McCormick could just not be active. It's not because they had bad practices or anything. This isn't like, some other team to where, you live and die by your roster spot by how good you are. This ain't the place. In this place here, Cowboy Land, everybody's good. So you really just got your role, and that's it. It's real tight around here. So it's hard for you to just go and, create this new lane for yourself, is what I'm saying. Right? Jordan Lewis may be cornerback 4 when Trey is healthy, right? Jordan Lewis is cornerback 4. But he has a specific job that keeps him on his team. You understand? It's not like Jordan Lewis can fight his way up the depth chart or anything. He ain't doing that. So when I look at the linebacker position, this is one of the only spots on this team where you can really fight for your right to party like that. Marquise Bell was a guy that fought for his right to party. And now he gets reps or whatever. Wanye Thomas is a guy that fights for his right to party. And we see him a little more, right? I ain't saying Damone Clark's job is in jeopardy or anything like that. But the linebacker position is a little loose like that. So I wonder now if we have such an emphasis on run defense now. We know teams are going to run against us. Mike McCarthy's a guy that'll roll out here and tell you, hey, man, pass rush is the way, my friend. Pass rush is the way, my friend. You take the heart-shaped herb and the power of the Black Panthers, strip their way. That's run game. But once you beat the run game, once you win the fight, you get to be Black Panther again and tear shit up in the pass rush. But you got to earn it, you know what I mean? Just like you got to earn Black Panther with your fundamental skills, you got to earn pass rush with your fundamental skills. So I have a question. If you take a look at Damone Clark and you put him next to Marquise Bell and you put him next to, Wanye runs around at linebacker sometimes, you're missing a certain type of linebacker. Chat, I just want a war call. Y'all can just leave in the chat what y'all reactions are, right? If we had a Rolando McClain type fella right now, Because inherently, Leighton Vander Esch is a will linebacker. Inherently, at heart, he's a will linebacker. He was a bigger will linebacker, but he's a will linebacker coming out of Boise State or whatever. When I was watching him, I was like, yeah, keep him clean. He's a will guy, but he's the biggest guy you got, right? Vander Esch is the biggest linebacker type character that you have for real. And besides Leighton Vander Esch, you got Micah Parsons, but Micah can play all over the place. There's a bunch of redundancies with your leftover guys. You got a bunch of smaller, which is Dan Quinn's type, by the way. You got a bunch of smaller safety linebacker type dudes. Now, pardon me, chat. This take ain't the best because this shit just happened. Pat NOC Walker, but I'm just pondering. I'm just thinking about it. Is this some type of attempt to make your linebackers bigger? Is this some attempt to make your linebackers bigger, especially if, you know, Devin Harper wasn't really getting defensive reps anyway. He was getting teams reps, but he wasn't getting defensive reps. Is this an attempt, chat? And I'm just going to read y'all comments while we say this. Is this some attempt to make your linebacker room a little better? Is it? I'm curious. You know, you're going to be dealing with Zeke and Ramondre. That's a wild name, by the way. Nobody ever talks about that. Ramondre and Zeke, right? They're your running backs for the week. You kind of need to deal with them dudes. you kind of need to deal with those guys in a physical way. And if I had to guess, I don't think anybody's going to claim Devin Harper. I don't think Devin Harper is hiding the streets here. Devin Harper ain't Isaiah Land. Devin Harper ain't Isaiah Land, so I don't think Devin Harper can just sit out on the streets. And look, Matt, I'm looking at you because Will's still not here. You could please educate me on this. If nobody picks up Harper, he could just be practice squad guy for us, correct? Let me know if that's a real thing that can actually happen for us. You please teach me. I'm just football analyst. I'm personnel, just football dude. I'm just technique guy. I don't get into the roster dynamics like y'all do. Y'all are experts at that. That's not my black belt. Correct? Cool. So look, Devin Harper can come back. Devin Harper can come back, and this ain't nothing to really scratch our head about because Devin Harper wasn't getting he wasn't getting defensive reps anyway. But is this an opportunity to try to defeat some type of redundancy? That's the only thing that makes sense to me. I saw somebody in the chat says that they're going to trade for Bobby Wagner. If that's the case, then, well, let me go read Pat NOC Walker. He never did he say that Malik was. Nah, the shit had a question mark on it. We're going to get Bobby Wagner. Okay. All right. I only said Malik Jefferson's name because Pat NOC Walker said Malik Jefferson's name, but in my short-sightedness, it was a question mark behind it. Hey, Malik wasn't brought up. I don't know. Let me just hit refresh. What does it mean? What does this mean? I think it's for Hoffman. I would understand Hoffman, but you ain't got to do a whole bunch of roster dynamics for Hoffman. Like Hoffman was here when Devin Harper was just here. Like they was just here together. They was H&A. They was here. They was here together. You ain't got to do roster dynamics for Hoffman. Plus, Billy Price is a practice squad guy now. Hoffman's running out of practice squad raises. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. But interesting. Jay Recruiter says we should have got Bobby Wagner 2 years ago. I'm not here to play 2 years ago game. I don't know. We'll wait and see how this develops or whatever, but I love that we do this show around like 3 o'clock because all the shit comes out around 3 o'clock. I just love to see it. Release Devin Harper for Brock Hoffman. Gotcha. Nah, that's funny. If y'all have any thoughts about, and which is crazy that we're in this market and we have a team that's so stacked that we can have an extended dialogue. How long we been talking? We 20 minutes in and we talking about maybe the 53rd player on the roster. It's interesting. What's interesting to me is that we ain't really got a whole bunch of linebacker depth in the first place. Going into this season, we were already kind of worried about the idea of the number of linebackers that we have on this team. So the fact that we're just waiving a linebacker, I mean, we don't have the most depth at linebacker. You know what I'm saying? We don't have the most depth in the world. We got some safeties that's playing it. we got some safeties that's playing. You would hope that your D line, deals with most of that. But we've been seeing linebackers attack gaps or whatever, and Sharif Floyd talked about it. They're gonna be proactive in attacking gaps. Linebackers also. So, do you need bigger linebackers to attack these gaps? I don't know. I think it's worth talking about. I think it's an interesting conversation that is worth talking about. I don't know, but let's move on. I'm sure when we get more information, we'll talk about it. We'll get more information. And look, I normally don't work on Fridays, chat, so please don't get me wrong. But boy, we get Bobby Ware, and I'm coming to work. Boy, I'm clocking in before Cowherd if we make a big ass trade like that, boy. But anyway. Chat, have I said what's up to y'all? Have I said I love y'all today? Have I tapped in with you? Anything like that? I have not. No. All right, bro. I appreciate y'all for being here. I love y'all to pieces. I know people come in a little late sometimes. So Swati Cut, man, welcome. Come on in. Greetings. As I'm on Twitter, I wanted to take a look at the injury report because the injury report is going to be very important to what we're doing on Sunday versus New England Patriots. Bill Belichick's New England Patriots. The injury report for Thursday is as follows. Actually, okay, cool. We'll just read the report. Tyler Biadasz was limited. Chuma Edoga was limited. I hope his ass limited at guard.
Did you hear what I said?
Motherfucker. CeeDee Lamb is a full guy. Wait. Yeah. CeeDee Lamb full. DeMarcus Lawrence full. Zach Martin limited. Tony Pollard limited. Tyron Smith did not practice. All right, but we'll just read some of these footnotes that Pat NOC Walker has left for us. First of all, there's no new injuries on Thursday. We made it through a Thursday with no new injuries. First of all, that's incredible. Tyler Biadasz and Zach Martin both were upgraded to limited on Thursday. That means that they were involved. They were on the field doing things. So even if we're having code 77, at least that means 63 and 70 will be available for you. So that's great news. I feel fantastic about that. And we'll have a conversation about left side dynamics and what that means. CeeDee Lamb and DeMarcus Lawrence are back from veteran rest days. Incredible. 100%. And Tony Pollard gets his rest day today. Mike McCarthy talked about that a bunch, and I would love to hear from y'all when we talk about this, chat. But he was saying, hey, if we're gonna be feeding Tony Pollard like just in these games and we're gonna treat him like bell cow back, I actually need to load these sounds up. Oh boy. I should be fine. Let me see something. Let me see if I need to load these sounds up. Boom.
I feel like looking back on it is
nope. We're good on sounds. Okay. Back to what Mike McCarthy was saying. Mike McCarthy was like, yeah, man, we're gonna continue to feed Tony. We're gonna use him. And some games, it'll be more the combination of guys, whether it be Rico, Deuce, Lipke, a combination of Rico, Deuce, Lipke, Turpin. I keep mixing up Tobin and Turpin. Kevontae Turpin, right? You'll get those mixture of guys some games to take carries off of Tony. But let me just tell you what I think though, chat. I think Tony Pollard is chat, please help me out. He's like what, 27 years old? 26, 27, 20 something years old. He's on the franchise tag, 1-year contract. I think they about to DeMarco Murray the shit out of Tony Pollard.
It's fact. Yes. A similar event did take place.
I think they're going to DeMarco Murray the shit out Tony Pollard. We're going to move on and draft a running back in the first couple of rounds next year. That's just what I think is going to happen. This whole idea that we're going to save Tony. Save Tony for what? Save Tony for like playoffs or something like that. Save Tony for, whatever. But I think Tony's going to get used. We're going to work Tony to pieces. And with that being said, Mike McCarthy was saying that that's what these rest days are going to be for. Like they already have a plan for beating Tony upside the head with carries. So as Tony gets his carries, he'll have rest weeks like this. He'll have rest days on Wednesday or Thursday like this. So that just seems to be what the case is. Okay. All right. And Tyron Smith did not practice as expected, right? Or at least that's what they're saying. So Tyron Smith in real life, bro. I remember when I was a young center when I was a young lad, I wasn't hurt at all. My knees didn't hurt. And then, you know, I was just good to go. I was playing center when I was like a sophomore, I believe, my sophomore year. And we just had some upperclassmen. They just didn't practice. They just didn't practice. And I just thought they didn't practice because they was just so good that they just didn't practice. They didn't practice because they was hurt. They was hurt, but we was power lifters, right? Like we had like 700-pound squatters at 16, 17 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like we just had powerful guys that just didn't need the work. And there were dudes on my team that never practiced all year, but they was so good. They just showed up and they just played. My goofy ass had to practice because I wasn't as good as them. My goofy ass had to practice, but they didn't. And we showed up on game day and we were fine. All they had to do was know their plays, know the scheme, the game plan for the week, and they just had to show up and be fantastic. They need to practice. I don't need to see Tyron or Zach Martin practice for the rest of the year. I don't need to see it, chat. I just don't need to see it. I don't need to see it from any of those characters. They can just sit. They can just chill out. Tyron don't need it. At this point in his career, Tyron don't need it. Zach don't need it. He don't need it.
It's fact.
Let him rock, bro. But it is what it is. Tyron's not practicing today. Hopefully code 77. It's not a thing for real, but cross that road whenever we get there. A couple of these sounds I have for y'all today. Like I said, we're going over the New England Patriot offense today. I wanted to break down a couple of things I saw from the film. And I wanted to talk about some of the sounds that I got from some of our defensive players. Oso Digizua and Micah Parsons. And J. Ron Curse, see what he was talking about. But I got a call on the phone, and maybe this caller got a little thought on the Devin Harper Malik situation. Jazz from Bitches Love Sports, what's happening?
Nothing much. I actually do not have a comment on the Devin Harper situation.
All right.
You and everybody else looking at Twitter, everybody's saying Malik Jefferson, so I'm just like, all right, we'll go with that until told otherwise. Mm-hmm. I'm good with that. No, I actually had a comment on the practice comments that you had, but I did kind of want to comment on the sound too, but I'm here now, so whatever. But yeah, when it comes to Tony Pollard, like he's getting a significantly higher number of carries than what he did last season. So considering what they're doing with the GPS thing, which it's like Mike McCarthy hasn't talked a lot about what that is, but long story short, it's a way of calculating the load that is being placed upon an athlete's body. So if you've ever had like a professional do like a professional plyometrics workout for you, they'll calculate things like foot contacts, because even though it's not like hard contact, it is a certain amount of wear and tear. So essentially, that's what they're doing. They're trying to balance the contact that he experiences during the game with the wear and tear that might come from him just like running and practicing, or even just the amount of rest and recovery that he might need. Like, I don't know what kind of recovery modalities he does, but like that's what it is. So I can't say whether or not they're going to cut him, but what I do appreciate about this whole load management thing is that, like, in the past, we've seen players, like, their production significantly decrease because it's been so long since we've seen them healthy. And so it sounds like, if nothing else, what Mike McCarthy is trying to do is make sure that we at least make an attempt to get the best out of our best athletes, and I respect that. Now, what you said about Tyron and Zach, I 100% agree that they shouldn't practice, and here's why. Same idea. Like, we don't want them hurt. We want them to be at their best. But yesterday you asked a question on your show about whether or not the Patriots might try to make Dak uncomfortable the way they made Jalen Hurts uncomfortable. Now, I don't think it would happen in the same way, but what I do think is possible is that, like, he tries to find some way to make Dak Prescott uncomfortable, and that other teams might try to do the same thing. But the interesting thing about Dak is if you watch him, you can't really make him uncomfortable. That's why he does so well against the blitz, because it's like if he can look out and see where the ball is supposed to go, that's kind of his focus. So you can send whatever you want to at him. As long as he has enough time to get the ball to a target, he's fine. And I think that's why for a long time, a certain someone might have thought that curl routes and comeback routes and option routes were the best thing for him, because that's all about, like, creating a space for the ball to get to, right? And so if you want to make Dak uncomfortable, you got to make the people around him uncomfortable. So if the O-line is in a place where they have people who are obviously not great in their position or sometimes confused about their assignment, like what we saw with Chima, then that's like a clear opening for someone to come in and be like, okay, that's what we're going to attack to try to make Dak Prescott uncomfortable. So I feel like whatever we can do to at least keep some sense of continuity on the O-line is essential. And then same thing with everybody else. It's like the red zone issues, a lot of that was caused by, like, as you described, Dak would look a certain direction and everybody would flood that area. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they're not going to try to make Dak uncomfortable. They're going to try to screw up everything that he's looking at. And if you can make him hesitate, if you can make him question, like, should I scramble right now? Should I not? If you can kind of get him to that point where that cohesion that him and his receivers have been talking about all offseason is thrown off, then that's how you kind of fuck him up. Sorry, I don't know if I can say that, but yeah.
You are Jazz from Bitches Love Sports. You can say what you want. Fantastic point. Thank you so much. Tell the people where they can find you.
Bitcheslovesports.com.
Appreciate you.
Voch is actually like one of the most entertaining people I watch.
Good call. Man, I was an athlete so long ago, I didn't even know. I know nothing about this technology and all this GPS stuff, but I do like that idea though. Mike McCarthy always tells us about these old stories about him as a young coach and Randall Cobb getting hurt and stuff like that, and how he can't have his best players getting hurt and things like that. It makes sense. But boy, I still think that DeMarco Murray treatment is coming. I ain't mean to hit that button. It's fact. There you go. I still think that DeMarco Murray treatment is happening, but it is what it is. Here we go. All right, here we go. I got some sound clips for y'all today. We're gonna go over them. It's and if y'all want to call into the show, numbers right there. It's the a couple of guys on defense had something to say about their performance last week. Oso Odighizuwa and Micah Parsons, J-Ron Curse. They just had a couple of things to say, and the one recurring theme here is emotion. It's emotion. Now, half of this was them mentioning it, and the other half was, people asking about it, so they answered it, And sometimes emotion can have you doing some goofy shit. Emotion can have you overplaying. It can have you underplaying. Emotion can have you exhausted. You ever been so tired you just wanted to get to the end of something? You just wanted to just get this over. Like, I'm just tired of this. Just emotionally exhausted. I'm just ready to get this over. I'm ready to get, you know what I mean? It happens. Plus, this whole idea of torn ACLs is I've never seen a torn ACL in real life. This is just like a new NFL problem. I'm just not even, you know what I mean? But torn ACL. If one of the best players on your team, Trey Diggs, and a guy that's a close friend of yours, tore their ACL. And I know, it's turf in the game and it was grass at practice or whatever, but there's this ongoing debate about it, right? The ACL turf monster is very present in everybody's mind. It could be a lot of reasons why your guys went out there and played like dog shit versus the Arizona Cardinals. Okay. I just want to start with Oso Odighizuwa. I'm just starting with him because he first. And they was asking him, yo, Osa, was this more about assignment? Make sure my sound's good. It was like, Osa, is this more about assignment or was it just an emotional time for you and your guys? Osa said this.
I mean, I feel like looking back.
And look, this ain't me. Cowboys only recorded one side. So this isn't. So if something like if one of y'all ears out and you can't hear nothing, it's just because the other ear just, you know what I mean? It just is what it is. So just pardon me. But Osa had this to say.
I mean, I feel like looking back on it, it's definitely like a little bit of both. But I feel like everything that happened on Sunday is correctable.
Everything that happened on Sunday is correctable. If you get out of your emotional, if you get out of your feelings, if you get over that mental barrier, then you can focus on the task at hand. It's hard to be emotional and you got a long list of shit that you got to focus on. It's incredibly difficult. And that's more than athleticism. That's more than athleticism. It is September 28th. The rent due for a lot of people. I know times get hard, dog. Can you imagine focusing and doing shit? Just doing shit when you emotionally you just can't focus. I think that's a recurring theme here. Micah Parsons had this to say. First of all, Clarence Hill says, have you gotten over the loss? Micah says this.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Especially when you early in the season, you got to get them over quick. You don't want them to linger on, especially going to a team like New England, who's a great, fundamentally sound team, who's a great run game and pretty dynamic. So we want to get over it quick and look forward to this weekend.
the New England Patriots are a very, very fundamentally sound team, just like we talked about yesterday with their defense. It's not a whole bunch of guys that are going to really super impress you, but they are Belichick guys. So there will be this level of discipline. There will be, things that are going to be drawn up to deal with you, and is going to be drawn up because those players are trusted to execute it. Right? There was a handful of plays that I saw versus Jets versus Eagles defense. Right? To where they'll run these misdirection plays, or they'll run these, draws or whatever, right? If you're going to be undisciplined with your pass rush, then they have something that can take advantage of that. And I'm sure on film, Belichick sees how these guys go after in the pass rush, getting upfield. They see that, they played a bunch of hero ball last week, and that could be exposed. So if these guys don't come into the game mentally prepared, it could be a big problem for him. Then they asked Michael about, the toll that it took, the emotional toll that you guys took this week. Michael said this.
You try to keep as much control what you control as much as possible. But, I mean, we're all humans. We all get affected by things, and, some people more than others. So you never know how anyone's feeling unless you ask them, So I can't speak for everyone. But, at least I try to focus on the game and bring everything I can to the game. So, it's just tough. The energy was off. We didn't play like who we did the first 2 weeks. So it's something that we're looking forward to getting back to for sure.
We did not play like we did the first 2 weeks. The energy is off, and that's a recurring thing that you hear from a lot of these guys. They're going to double back, and they're going to constantly say that. I mean, y'all can go to .com YouTube page. Just go to .com, and you'll get the full interview. I just got clips. But everybody says something to the effect of, we didn't play that week in week 3. We didn't play like that week like we had played the first 2 weeks. So even Dan will tell you that we have a certain standard, right? And our standard, boy, if it was a standard, that shit looked similar to week 1 and week 2. But of course, the more that you play, the more film is going to come out. You're going to have to do a lot more work to maintain said standard. Let's get into this last clip. Micah Parsons said something very profound to me. He says you can't take double L's.
Positives are failures that you always learn. That you never really lose. You lose in the moment, and that sucks.
Well, time out. Wait a minute. Content king real quick. Micah Parsons said
positives are failures that you always learn. That you never really lose. You lose in the moment, and that sucks. But the positive, you always learn. So that's what I'm saying. You never want to take a double L. You never want to lose and not learn. You always want to lose and learn and fix your mistakes. Because that's why, we're human. We're players. No one's perfect. We play perfect ball, but last week just wasn't perfect.
You never want to lose and not learn. And that was something I was saying last week, though, right? I was like, hey, now is a fantastic time to get punched in the mouth. Now is a fantastic time for shit not to go your way. Now is a fantastic time that if we're on any type of high horse, let's get knocked off that bit right now. Right this second, let's get knocked off of it. Because it ain't getting no easier than this. I love to look at the schedule just to remind myself how much nonsense is on the way. After the Patriots, which it has its own degree of nonsense, dealing with Belichick every year. That's not going to be just a fun day to just roll out the bed and deal with. But San Francisco, Chargers, bye week, Rams, Eagles. I'm sure the Giants aren't going to like what we did to them week 1, and they're going to give us a hell of an effort when we run into them week 10. If Andy Dalton is playing in week 11 for the Panthers, I'm sure he's going to try to turn that into a revenge game. That's not going to be easy. But after that, Washington football, Wizards, Seahawks, Eagles, Bills, Dolphins, Lions, Wizards again. Hey, man, it ain't getting no easier than this, bro. It's not. It's not getting no easier than this. So take these mistakes that we made, bro. Take these mistakes that we made and learn from them. Let's get one more clip in. J. Ron Curse says, hey, we asked J. Ron Curse about emotion. Did it affect your assignment? Here's J. Ron's take on the topic.
Yeah, definitely do. I do believe that. I just don't believe that we were flying to the ball how we normally do. Was we preach just hunting, getting to the ball carrier. You never know who's going to make the play. So you get to the ball and with reckless abandon, and you have a chance to make a play. And just going back to it, where you kind of when you have 11 guys on the field that hunt, you can minimize some of those mistakes, some of those misfits, and things like that.
Misfits.
For example, that second play of the game, on the read, Micah comes and takes the dive. Quarterback pulls it. Me and Donovan spin out, and you can see, I let up thinking Donovan was going to make the play. He misses the tackle.
Actually, hold on. Let's content this shit up real quick. Let's go. Boom. Y'all give me 2 seconds. Hold on now. Let's just hold on. Let's just content this up real fast now. Hold on now. Voch never miss a good opportunity to content some shit up. 1, 2, boom, boom. Rewind J run. OBS. Bam, 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 bam.
Abandoned, and you have a chance to make a play, and just going back to it where you kind of when you have 11 guys on the field that hunt, you can minimize some of those mistakes, some of those misfits, and things like that. For example, that second play of the game, on the read, Micah comes and takes the dive. Quarterback pulls it. Me and Donovan spin out, and you can see, I let up thinking Donovan was going to make the play. He misses the tackle. And as you get further down the field, when Bland hustles and get down the field and gets him to jump up and then comes down, he's loose with the ball. That's just one of those plays where if I'm hustling, I punch that ball out. So it just was an accumulation of a lot of things where,
First of all, I love how accountable that JK's being here. I love the I just love it. I love the awareness. I love the awareness right here. Real quick, boom. JK said, "Hey man, listen, because it's easy to hide behind we all fucked up. You know what I'm saying? It is incredibly easy to hide behind, hey, we all made mistakes, boom, boom, boom." J. Ron says, here's an example. This is what I did. And if I wasn't doing this, this would have happened. That's why I have all the confidence in the world that going into this next game, all this shit's going to get fixed. All the confidence in the world that going into there was no excuses here. There was no excuse. JK said, "Yeah, boss man, I was bullshitting. Big dog. I just if I was doing a little bit more, something different would have happened." And J. Ron's leader guy. You know what I mean? They're like, it's not like it's not like Mozzie said it. Like if Mozzie said it, we just pat him on the back and go, "All right, cool. All right, cool, Mozzie, appreciate you." J. Ron says it. I'm sure it's going to echo throughout that entire defense because he's leader guy. That's pretty fire. Let's go ahead and finish up with what J. Ron was saying before we move on to the rest of the assessment.
Bang. He's loose with the ball. That's just one of those plays where if I'm hustling, I punch that ball out. So it just was an accumulation of a lot of things where.
El Tino says, when was the last time you heard a player say I wasn't hustling? You never hear, but boy, if players was honest, how often would you hear it? All the time. We all take plays off.
It's this guy on this play, this guy on that play, this guy on that play. And then it boils down to just bad football, which we put out there on tape.
It's bad football, man. I probably should have just let JK finish. I ain't had to cut him off like that. But hey, it's bad. It's bad football, man. And that's just what we put on tape. Fantastic insight from him. Fantastic accountability. Fantastic. Yo, Chad, I ain't gonna hold y'all, man. I think they about to come out here and beat the shot at the Patriots, bro. I ain't Let me take a look at how many people we got watching live right now when I say this shit that y'all ain't gonna like it, but it's what y'all be all right, man. Y'all be just fine. Okay, we got a cool. Okay, cool. Hey, this is what the numbers look like when we lose, you know what I'm saying? Chat. The Cardinals offense is much better than the Patriots offense. It just is what it is. I think most film watchers will tell you that. Anybody that's watched the film, they can look at what the Patriots do on offense, and then they'll look at what the Cardinals do on offense, and it's clear. It's clear. Scheme and dudes. If I can keep it a buck with you, Josh Dobbs probably put up the best quarterback performance that we've seen all year, but it ain't just all about Josh Dobbs. But if this is running back versus running back, if it's receiver versus man, those fast Arizona Cardinals receivers can give you problems. They give you matchup issues for sure. Kendrick Bourne, Jiu-Jitsu Smith, and Devontae Parker ain't got nothing on them dudes that's in Arizona. That's just real talk, my guy. That's just real talk. So the corners that we have and how we play cornerback, I think we'll have the advantage here. We'll have the advantage versus the New England wide receivers. And in real life, if we would take care of business, we kind of were in good position to deal with the Cardinals wide receivers. It's just that they have this X factor of I'm explosive. You can't deal with explosive yak guys and make mistakes. You can't do both. You understand? Juju Smith, Kendrick Bourne, Devontae Parker. These are the guys that Stephon Gilmore shuts down. And not because they just bad players, just the type of player that they are. You know, Michael Wilson isn't a superstar, but you know, the type of player that he is, he can give you some issues, right? The wide receivers here aren't going to give you any issues. Last week, the Patriots played a bunch of 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, 1 running back. It'll either be Zeke or it'll be Ramondre, right? I foresee them coming out playing a whole bunch of 12 still. Now, is this like, oh, Voch, are we going to be able to deal with their 12 personnel? Their 12 personnel will be fine. They have Hunter Henry and Mike Gesicki. Now, those dudes are going to be effective, just like we was talking about Peppers yesterday, right? Those dudes are going to be effective by way of somebody has to be. Somebody has to be, right? But dawg, man, you ain't got to lose no sleep over Hunter Henry. You ain't got to lose no sleep over Mike Gesicki. Mike Gesicki is more of the athlete, but he don't want to block nobody. Hunter Henry is more of a balancey type guy, but that's just what you're going to get. You know, Matt got McCorkle is crazy. He got to throw the ball to somebody. It is what it is. Football philosopher says Dobbs had the best situation, not the best quarterback. What you want me to say? He played the best quarterback out of all the quarterbacks that we've played. Daniel did not play. He did not play great quarterback. What's his face? Zach did not play great quarterback. What you mean Josh Dobbs hadn't played the best quarterback out of all the guys that we played? No. I will give it up for Josh Dobbs, man. I'm giving credit to where credit is due. The interesting thing about the Patriots offense that they end up with a lot of plays in general. If you see me looking down, it's just my notepad. Don't worry about it. And I'm looking. If you catch me looking at those, I'm just looking at the chat. Don't worry about it. If you look at, you know, the offensive numbers, right, the usage numbers for the Patriots, they just run a lot of plays. It's a lot of plays. I mean, they do some no huddle stuff. They do some tempo things, but what made me realize it, and I was like, oh, they run the ball a bunch. Zeke is going to get double-digit carries. Ramondre is probably going to get double-digit carries. Whether you shut down their run or not, they're going to keep running. That's the hard thing about them. They're not a team. They're not like the Giants, right? Where you shut down the run and you're like, all right, I ain't just going to deal with them. No, I'm just done dealing with them. Or you shut down Brees and he only get four carries on the whole day. I don't think that's going to happen here. I think even if you shut down Zeke and Ramondre, they're going to keep handing the ball to them. So you just got to deal with that. Can you beat up on their offensive line? 100% you can beat up on their offensive line. Speaking of their offensive line, oh, no. This other point, right? They run the ball a bunch. Cool. But what made me really think about it is that if you look at the game logs, Mac Jones is throwing the ball a bunch. Mac Jones getting 40 attempts is crazy, chat. 40 attempts from Mac Jones versus us? Versus us? Man, we beating the shit out of Mac Jones if he come out here and throw the ball 40 times against us, but they're going to run the ball a whole bunch also. So we have to keep that balance. And also what I love about Mac Jones, I love this piece about Mac Jones. When you watch him throw, especially versus the Jets, I saw this a bunch. When you watch him throw, Mac Jones throws the ball like a guy that feel like he can make all the throws. You know how people think Dak is a make all the throws guy, but he's not really make all the throws guy? Mac Jones is literally that. He's legitimately, I think I can make all the throws and I really try them shits. Whether it works out or not, he's that guy. D Chain says Mac did almost beat us last year. Almost. All right, man. Y'all keep forgetting Daniel Jones consistently has no weapons. I don't think we can keep saying that about Daniel Jones. Darren Waller is a superstar everywhere else. Darren Waller's done nothing with the Giants. Kenny Golladay was a hell of a player with the Lions. He did nothing with the Giants. Paris Campbell was solid wherever the hell with Indy. He was getting his little usage when he was healthy. He ain't with the Giants. Yeah, keep defending. But we ain't talking about them today. We talking about the New England Patriots. I think Daniel Jones is. I mean, can't be saying Daniel Jones. Damn comments. Mac Jones. McCorkle. I ain't know that's his name for it. Yeah, bro. Like Mac is such a dope nickname. You can't even have it if your real name is McCorkle. You can't even do it. Not even real life. But anyway, I do foresee this world where Mac Jones is gonna throw the ball to us a little bit, right? And why that's important, because there's going to be times where we run into teams where they're going to try to be safe with the ball, where they're going to have to throw the football, but they're going to want to be safe with the football, situation like that. I don't think there's ever this world where Mac Jones is going to, on his own accord, be super safe with the football, right? They may play call a situation where Mac Jones is super safe with the football, but if you let Mac Jones just go out there and do his thing, and you really hype his ass up, hey yo, Mac, go out there and win it. Go out there and win it, Mac. Mac can throw that bitch straight to us, and we're gonna be laughing and taking advantage. So it is what it is. We know who Zeke is. We know who Ramondre Stevenson is. It is what it is. We ain't really got to get into him, but last I checked about their offensive line, though, I don't want to say that this offensive line is like, solid or anything. I don't want to say, great things about him, because I think that we can beat up on many offensive lines, and it's hard to make analysis like that, because it's a difference between, they actually play well, and yeah, we'll beat the shit out of this team. You know what I mean? Because I can say that we'll whoop a team and make it seem like their offensive line ain't good. We're just coming from offensive lines that had Glowinski on it. We're just coming from offensive lines that had Evan Neal, and we're coming from the Bectons and Dwayne Browns or whatever, right? We're always in this find the scrub mode. If you're gonna play find the scrub on the Patriots offensive line, I think it's gonna start with their center. The rest of the guys you can kind of beat because we're better, but if there's a scrub to find, it's the center. Cole Strange is interesting because he's like their first round pick or whatever, and he might be like a Connor Williams type guy for you, but you could beat the hell out of him. But I think he's hurt. Last I checked, Cole is hurt. And if you take a look at some of the old Patriots games, they got backup guards. They got two backup guards, City So, and they got Antonio Mafi, my guy from UCLA, right? Mafi not ready to play right now. Antonio Mafi's simply not ready to play NFL football right now. But we could beat the shit out of City So. A lot of y'all never even heard of him, but it's cool. The Patriots got a whole team full of characters y'all ain't never heard of, but I know them because draft season. But boy, if there's a world where Cole Strange get hurt or something silly happens or something like that, and City So got to play, man, go beat the shit out of City So, man. Go beat the City So. But that's assuming that Cole Strange doesn't get hurt. But hey, don't fret, don't worry about it. If Cole Strange does play, then you just beat the hell out of Cole Strange. This is what it is. Boom, go get that out there. If So, I actually wrote this down. If So or Mafi plays, they are the scrub. Find them. Hey, find the scrub is a real life thing. We say they run a bunch of 12 personnel. Mac Jones trusts himself. They can use pass rush or they can use your pass rush aggression against you. If you don't keep your pass rush lanes or whatever, it ain't just like I see a open rush lane, I'll run it. Like they'll take advantage of it. Like they'll just start running draw plays on that open space. And you don't want to do that. They did that versus the Jets, and the Jets pass rush can really get out of it. That's why I had to watch Jets versus Patriots, because the Jets, D-line pass rush wise, they get after it, and that's how the Patriots kind of dealt with that a little bit. They misdirected and they ran draws. They'll let you get upfield super aggressive and hand the thing off. All right, easy peasy. But you got to be disciplined, man. Whether they're running the ball or whether they're doing the punishing pass rush things, your Cowboys defense has to be disciplined. Why they got to be disciplined? Because if you don't, Josh Dobbs and goddamn Arizona Cardinals will beat you. So you have to be disciplined regardless, but especially versus a Bill Belichick team, you have to be super disciplined. All right. Appreciate y'all. Let's get into these phones, man, and we'll wrap up. The show today was longer than the show yesterday. We just hilarious. Hit the wrong button. We'll come back to you, Los. Reek was first. We're gonna get Reek in here. What's up, Reek?
Hey, what's going on, Voch Lombardi? How you doing, sir?
Man, life is good. I can't complain about nothing, dog. So why they caught, man? What's good with you?
I just want to say what up to Cowboy Nation. Everybody don't panic. Yeah, we got to see Bill Belichick. We beat him before. It took a long time to do that. And I look at it like this, man. This week, I'm not so focused on Bill. I'm focused on, I love Zeke. I'm always gonna have love for Zeke because we drafted him.
Mm-hmm.
But that ship has sailed and is gone. Zeke is an op this week, and we're gonna look at it. We're gonna look at him like an op because we all do remember him and his people talking a little noise when he got signed to the Patriots, and that they got this circled on their calendar. So let's see. I really believe that we're going to step up to the challenge. I do believe that the guys was a little bit out of whack a little bit as far as things going down. But I think that we had some time to think about it, reflect, and hopefully they had a good practice this week and everybody getting back on board and getting back locked in. So the ultimate goal is to win this Super Bowl, man. I have no fear. They got their win. Arizona got theirs. That's cool. That's behind us. So let's go.
Yeah.
But I have one more thing. I got to say this.
Please.
Hey, man, if Leighton mess up this week, man, we gotta either sit him or cut him. I don't know what we gonna do. Cause I'm just tired of seeing Van Der Esch out there giving up plays and getting burnt and stuff like that, and looking up at the ceiling. But when he get pancakes.
So Martise, I said Martise because of Martise I apologize. You are not Martise. Martise just in the chat arguing with people. Reek, so do you have that same energy about everybody? Because everybody kind of made mistakes and messed up last week.
I'm putting it to you like this, Voch.
It's just Van Der Esch.
No, I'm not gonna say I have that same energy towards everybody. You know this about me and Van Der Esch. I've been having problems with Van Der Esch for some years. Mm-hmm. I look at it like this, man. I don't want to keep seeing the same product on the field if it's not helping the team. You know what I mean? If that's the weakest part of our team, and the only reason that he's out there is for coverage and pointing people in the right places, I thought Kurtz was the green dot guy, so he was a part of calling the plays. So you telling me that nobody else could come in and fill Leighton Van Der Esch's void on the field? Because I really believe, like, by guys being up under him like Clark and people like Harper being up under him, he's kind of like keeping some of the athleticism off the field. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because every time I turn around, I'm looking at this dude and I'm like, he's trying to rush somebody, but he's not shedding blocks. He's not getting past people. They bullet him. They knocking him over when they coming out to where he's at playing linebacker positions. He's missing open tackles. Right. I'm tired of seeing that, man. We've been seeing that for years from this dude. Yeah. You know what I mean? He might play a little good a little minute, then he gets burnt the next minute. I'm tired of seeing that. I'd rather let a young guy get out there and see what he can do. Give him a chance. Give him a shot. The Cowboys have a bad track record with keeping people on the team because he's a fan favorite or the Joneses like him, and he's out here getting the team scorched. That's just my opinion. But you know, that is what it is. You know, and we played bad as a team last week. Sure. I'm not just blaming everything on him, but I'm saying the stuff that I was seeing with him is sticking out like a sore thumb, man. And I want to see if we can change that. You know. Yeah. That's just me.
Hey man, we'll see how this waiving of Devin Harper is going to affect the linebacker position. So we'll cross that road whenever we get there. Appreciate you, Reek.
All right now, peace.
Yes, sir. Man, Reek said
the conference has been locked.
Hey, Reek said, "Hey, I know everybody played bad, but Van Der Esch, he the only one I saw." Terrible. My bad, Los. What's good with you, bro?
Yo, good afternoon, Voch. Long time no talk. Hey, I hope you're doing well. Keep being blessed.
Life
I'll
is
make it
always
quick
good.
because I know you're trying to get to your supper, man.
Oh, man, you already
just
know.
two things, man.
Yes, sir.
I know that we all talk about this Zeke thing and everything, but my thing is we got to talk about the other running back. Well, I mean, you already talked about it, but Rashawn Stevenson, I think that's the person we got to control because, that for sure they're going to try to run the ball on us, but if we can control that, we should have no – I mean, I said that about the Cardinals, but damn, like, we got to beat this team. We can't fall back going 2-2, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Especially when we're trying to get that number 1 seed. And last thing, I know Rick is pissed off at Rick, but hey, LVE, but man, I mean, you can't blame him. Hey, like he said, he ain't trying to play every play, like he said on HBO. That's all I got to say. Peace out.
Hey, man, fair enough. Hopefully being 1 week away or 1 week removed from the whole Diggs situation, hopefully everybody comes in with a little more clarity or with a little more peace of mind and go out there and beat the shot at the Patriots. I do agree that, Zeke isn't even the running back to be talking about. And I know that y'all read the title or whatever. Shouts out to my guy, Christian. That's just for the algorithm, man. That's just for the algorithm, man. I just know that this whole Zeke conversation is just a conversation, but I'm not here to fear Zeke. Ramondre Stevenson is the better guy, and they play zone read type stuff. Well, not zone read, but like just inside zone stuff. So the running backs are reading blocks, and we're gonna have to be disciplined. They're not just going in one gap; they can pick whatever gap they want. That means cutbacks exist, and you don't want cutbacks to be there for Ramondre Stevenson. So we're gonna have to be disciplined. But I'm sure if Voch Lombardi knows that, Dan Quinn got to know that. All right, 267. Well, shit, that's South Philly Shell. What's up, South Philly Shell?
What's up, Bob? What's up?
Cool and player. What you got?
I'm just chilling.
Sky
I
here.
just wanted to call and
yeah.
say thank y'all to you and Will.
Yeah.
Because, these weeks feel longer and longer after a loss,
Yeah.
And, everybody on our back and everything like that, but you keep us grounded to know it ain't over. It's just the next step. So, I wanted to call and say thank y'all for, doing y'all job like y'all do.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. You just now tuned in?
No. I've been watching. Every time I get off work, I try to call in, but the phones be locked by then.
Yeah. I understand. Hey, man, shit, it was unlocked today, dog. Glad you got in, man. You know what I'm saying? Me and Will grateful to have all y'all, man. We just we just happy to have y'all. We happy to all congregate in this one place. We happy that we can make y'all day. So, you know what I'm saying? Shouts out to you. Salute. What you think about the Devin Harper news? Him being waived. What you think about that? I agree.
I would have liked to keep him. Yeah. That linebacker room right there, unless we're going to bring in something to help, Van Der Esch and Clark, when they not on their game, I liked it. I know one thing. I miss Overshown like a mug right now. I know snapping in this unit.
Yeah.
But, they'll get it together. LVE, I feel like he's starting to look like when Jalen was next to him. Like last game he looked that way. Slow, not filling them gaps, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But he got to straighten it up because when that young boy come back, he the first one out.
I agree, man. Overshown would have been so crazy in his defense, but everything happened for a reason, big dog. We just got to wait on him next year. South Philly Shell, appreciate you, sir.
I'll catch you later, y'all. Y'all be safe.
All right, man. We'll still say holla at you too, but his microphone messed up, so he just said holla at you. He said, all right, cool. He said holla. He said cool. Super. What's that, Scott? What's that? All right. Have I missed any supers? I wasn't. We haven't been here very long. Let's see. Have I missed any supers? I saw a little bit up there flashing, but let me move that out the way. Boom. I look down at the chat every now and then, and I just see Martise can't go a day without fussing at y'all, bro, about anything. Sick of this. We them boys dropped the deuce and says, should we have Trey Lance red zone packages? Nah. Then Trey Lance had to be like super active. And he's just not ready to run the whole offense. Part of a proper red zone package is like an element of surprise. when it comes down to like quarterback changes and stuff. So if Trey Lance gets in the game, you would automatically assume that like some type of running would be going on, right? I wouldn't want that for Trey. Like if that's just going to be the case, then just run Wildcat with Rico Dowdle and you'll be good, you know. But in terms of like passing the football and running the football, then Dak is the best combination of traits that you have there. So appreciate it though with them boys. Miss Jackie said hey in the chat. Hey Miss Jackie. Vicente Aguade dropped a deuce and says last loss was Chiefs versus Colts last year. Last loss was Chiefs versus Colts last year. We are W Super Bowl. Last loss was Chiefs versus Colts last year. We are W Super Bowl. The last bad loss was versus the Chiefs? Or the last bad loss was Chiefs versus Colts? Okay, here we go. Here we go. So the Chiefs won a Super Bowl last year, right? Shit, they got a bad loss against the Colts. It ain't nothing. We on our way to the Super Bowl. I got you, Vicente. That's how you say it. That's how you say it. That's how you say it, Vicente. Got you. Got you, bro. Got you. Got you. Skywalker is taking care of some family business. Everything's okay. Everything's just fine. It was gonna be running close to time or whatever. He was taking care of some family stuff, and I was like, hey man, take the day off. Take the day off, Scott. Don't worry about it, bro. So he over there chilling. All right, Marcus Hardison, do we have anything today, sir, before we wrap up the show? Chad, I promise, when we beat like the 49ers or something, these shows gonna be like 3 hours, dog. I ain't lying. It's just that when you lose to the Cardinals, I'm just sick of it. I'm just ready to move on. But dog, somebody said that once we beat San Francisco, Voch going live 24 hours. I think about it. I think about it because that'd be such a, But anyway. All right, y'all ready? Here we go.
Yeah, definitely do.
All right. Marcus Hardison says, at the volume, that is only Voch today, no one else. At the volume, be transparent. Rather than dispute their flaws or hide their faults, resilient people are authentic. Their humble self-aware Their humble, self-aware approach assists them in creating strategies to become better. Hold on now. Be transparent. Rather than dispute their flaws or hide their faults, resilient people are authentic. Their humble, self-aware approach assists them in creating strategies to become better. All right, Marcus Hardison. All right. Then he had another one up here because he just had two in the tuck. Oh, because he wasn't here yesterday. What is resilience? It is when people are doubting how far you can go. You then go so far where you can't hear them anymore. Oh my gosh, Marcus Hardison. Hold on. Read that back. What is resilience? It is when people are doubting how far you can go. You then go so far where they can't. Oh, that's crazy, Marcus Hardison, sir. That's crazy. What is resilience? It is when people are doubting how far you can go. And you then go so far where you can't even hear them anymore. Marcus, that is crazy, dog. That's crazy. Oh, Voch, you'll never get the man. I'm over here now, dog. I'm over here. Hey, Marcus, that's crazy. Stay encouraged because lions sleep outside. UNLV hold this L. Young pimp, young lion, young goat. That's crazy. Oh, Marcus, that's crazy. That's crazy, dog. Man. Anyway, love y'all to pieces, man. If y'all came in late, just hit the refresh. It ain't nothing. And we are happy to hear that, Marcus Harrison, that Mrs. Harrison is doing much better after treatment. Y'all keep on fighting that good fight, man. We love y'all to pieces. We are thinking about you, all right? Be sure to hit all the buttons, all the volume buttons. Be sure to download the DraftKings app and use promo code VOCH. You bet $5 and you get 200 and bountiful bonus bets. South Philly Shell dropped a deuce and says Trey Lance for Pat Surtain. Send it. Send a trade right now. Follow me on all platforms, VOCHLOMBARDI. When it's time for some good film to actually come out for the New England Patriots, it'll be on Patreon, patreon.com/Voch Lombardi. Also, Will Steele's not here, but we still gonna rep for him. So y'all catch him on Skywalker Steele on social media, Skywalker STEELE, and his YouTube channel is A to Z Dallas, 8:30 to 10:30 every morning. You watch him in the morning, you come watch me in the evenings. That's how this works. All right, I love y'all to pieces, man. Enjoy your weekends. You know, man, I was looking for for this little button. You know, I don't have the same button that Will Steele has. You know, he got the fancy little outro button. I don't have that button. I just look at the camera and I just say bye. I just say bye. I don't have a button and a swaggy. I just.